Good evening, everyone. Thanks so much for your time this evening. Really excited to be here today. So I thought I'll start by just kind of giving you a bit of an intro to who I am. So I started in the video game and entertainment space back in 2011. So I initially started to work for two different media agencies. So, but they specialise within the video game sector. So some of the clients that I worked with, just to sort of name a few, so I worked with Bethesda, Activision, Nintendo, Konami, Codemasters, which some of you might remember as well. They're still alive somewhere. You know, I was there for a few years, and then I decided that, you know, the gaming industry I was kind of done with the gaming industry, and I wanted to sort of move on and try something different. So I worked for a company called DAZN, which some of you might be familiar with. They're like a sports streaming platform, kind of like the Netflix of sport. So I did that, but you know what, after like a year or so, I just really missed gaming. I wanted to sort of get back into the gaming sphere. So I joined Square Enix, so I was the UK marketing manager at Square Enix. So I ran all their marketing campaigns to sort of bottom up. And then I left Square Enix after sort of 4.5 years. I joined Take-Two Interactive, and I was part of the 2K brand. So I did that for a bit. And then now I'm at Green Man Gaming. So I've only actually been at Green Man Gaming for 3 weeks now. So if you do have any questions, just go easy on me. I don't have all the stats. But yeah, that's a little bit about me. So next I've got a little 30-second sizzle reel just to kind of give you a bit of an intro to who Green Man Gaming are, and then I can sort of deep dive into a bit more about what we do. That should have sound. I'll let it play. I promise it's got a cool soundtrack, but maybe I'll send it to you guys at another point. I could do a little theme tune now if I wanted to, but I might avoid that. Right. Okay, so for those of you who are unaware, Green Man Gaming is an e-commerce and technology business, and we sort of specialise in the video game industry. So it was founded by Paul Sullock back in 2010, and we're actually made up of sort of three main divisions. So we have publishing. So this is the department that I work in, and what we do is we work with independent studios. So this is like globally, and what we do is effectively sort of bring their games to the masses. So what we do is we help them with their marketing, with their PR. We also help them with social, community. We also work with sort of various influencers as well, and also within trade marketing as well. We then have our retailer side. So this is essentially our sort of our bread and butter. You know, we work with, well, we're in 195 different countries, and we stock sort of various different games. There's about sort of 10,000 multi-platform games at really competitive prices. So definitely worth checking out if you're not aware of them. If you're not aware of us, sorry. And then we also have the distribution side as well. So what we do is we act as a third-party distributor with studios, and what we do is we help promote their games on behalf of them. So we work with 150 different retailers across all major territories. So anyway, that's a bit about us. But what I wanted to do is talk to you more about the publishing side and sort of how we can help as well. So, you know, some of you might be sitting in the audience. You know, you might be working for a small indie, or you know, you might be an individual yourself, and you know, you might be creating your own game. So, with that, you know, there are certain things that you would need to account for if you haven't done so already. So it's all about sort of getting your house in order. And kind of what I mean by that, it's having a plan. So you have to look at, you know, what sort of game are you building here? You know, how long do you think it will take you to sort of finish that game? Is it 6 months? Is it 12 months? Is it 2 years? You know, what are those milestones, you know, that you would need to sort of finish that game? Also, you know, how will you fund your company? You know, how will you pay for your staff? You know, how will you pay for the equipment? How will you run the company? You know, if you have an office space. And then that kind of goes on to talk about the development side as well. You know, how we pay for the studio, the tech, all the equipment that you think that you would need to sort of build that game. And then, you know, you might have created this amazing sort of passion project of yours that you've been thinking about for years. But then, you know, that's all sort of the fun part. But then, how do you then reach that audience that you're trying to market to? You know, how do you sort of sell into that audience? And then from that, you look at the distribution side. So, how do you make sure you've got the maximum amount of eyeballs, people that are viewing your game, that you want maximum support from them? How do you make sure that it's listed perfectly and, easily downloadable? And then finally, you look at sort of what is the future of your company or the studio? Are you looking at a V2 within sort of 12 months from then? Are you looking at certain DLC? Are you looking to build an MTX model? Because with every start there's an end, so you'd always have to sort of build some sort of contingency plan to make sure that you support the rest of the company's future. So that's kind of like where sort of my team come in and where we can sort of help. So from the publishing side, we help from funding. So we help with the development, the support, the distribution as well, which I just sort of spoke about, but also everything to do with marketing. So all the different strands, all different disciplines within marketing. So PR, influencers, trade, etc. And then we look at partnerships as well. So the partners that we work with, obviously first party, so like PlayStation and Xbox, but also third parties as well. So this could be hardware brands like, HyperX or Logitech, just to kind of give you some examples. And then what we do is we help at sort of different stages. So if you look at the pre-launch phase, so like I said, we help with the funding, the localization, but also the Q&A, really helping with the awareness and then executing on that as well from a PR and marketing community point of view. And then when we're into our launch phase as well, that's kind of where we really help within retail distribution management. We look at the placement and the listings. We help with the pre-orders, so it's really important that there are a decent amount of pre-orders or the wish lists are there as well, but also the pricing model as well. Are you pricing yourselves too highly, or are you sort of undercutting yourself? And then also helping with sort of trade marketing and affiliates and social media as well. And then when you get to your sort of the post-launch phase, it's all about sort of retail channel management planning. And also promotional sales as well. So there are various sales that happen throughout the year. Which sales you want to be a part of, which ones don't you want to be? How do you price yourself so that you're competitive as well? But I think anecdotally, for a publisher, it's okay that you want some of this, but you might not need all of it. But I think one thing to sort of take away from this is that third-party distribution is really key here. So, you might have your game on Steam and it might be doing really well, but third-party distribution can really add sort of 20 to 30% incremental sales to your current sell-through. So just something for you to be aware of. And that's kind of everything from me. So I'm happy to take any questions. If not, hit me at the bar. I will be wearing some sort of tag, but yeah, or feel free to email me. Thank you.